Hey there, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the Torgo Entertainment YouTube channel. Torgo here. Welcome back to another gig log, and welcome back to another wedding.
Hello, muckety mucks.
Now, I realize I'm not home right now, obviously. I'm on the road, but I'm not headed to the wedding just yet. I'm actually washing my car very quickly because I have two weddings this weekend. And today, we start things off with the wedding of Chris and Margaret. Not often this happens, but I got this wedding through Facebook. They reached out on my Facebook work page and sent me a message saying they were looking for a DJ last year. This was a wedding that was originally scheduled for last year, but naturally rescheduled due to the pandemic. And they've actually bounced this date around 3 or 4 times. Eventually, I got to the point where it was like, if you're going to keep moving the dates, we are in a pandemic. I think everybody knows what's going on. I'm going to charge you an additional deposit for every date that you switch because, you're taking up a date that someone else could use and then it's vacated and then I might not be able to fill it. Fortunately, once I said that, they stuck with this date, so we are here. The reason I'm filming this while I'm driving is mostly to get a test of this new camera, and it's not the camcorder, the HD Panasonic. That's perfectly fine. No, this is a test of my new cell phone. There was nothing terribly wrong with the old Galaxy S9 that I had from Samsung. The main issue was that I had it for 3.5 years and the battery was kind of dead. It drained in less than 24 hours. So I decided to upgrade my phone and I settled on the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. I really liked the camera options and that was really all I needed. When it comes to cell phone use, I'm not really a power user of mobile devices. I just needed to check my email occasionally, go on the internet if I'm cooking dinner or something and I need to watch YouTube, and take calls and text messages. That's pretty much it. But, I figured that if I'm going to be filming portions of these videos on my phone, I might as well get something better than what I've been using. However, I don't think that the footage has been all that bad for what we've seen in the past, but we'll see how this one turns out. Today we are headed to private property. It is their parents' property. Let's go to the map and show you where that is. We're looking at about 40 to 45 minutes away on the east side of Keuka Lake. Naturally, one of the main issues that I foresee with weddings on private property is they're not necessarily used to having these kinds of events. Now, the last wedding I did, we had it on private property and it worked out great. Everything was really laid out. But let me tell you, that is a once in a blue moon experience. I can't tell you, when I used to do a ton of backyard weddings when I was working for another company 7 or 8 years ago, yeah, you definitely kind of throw your hands in the air and are at the whimsy of how they worked things out. For instance, Chris and Margaret paid for my most popular package, which has, the light totems and the moving heads. I brought them, but I told them that there is a good chance that we might not be able to use them depending, on how squishy the ground is, the height of the tent, which I don't know. So we'll just kind of see how that plays out. I did bring the Wash FX2 lights as a backup just to be safe. I brought the thicker speaker stands just to be safe. So it's looking pretty crowded in the car. Not to mention I need most of that stuff for tomorrow's wedding anyway, so it would have been in the car anyway. So it's really not that big of a deal, and they were okay with it. We're handling all 3, ceremony, cocktail hour, and reception, and it's a 6-hour affair today, 4 to 10. Hard cut off at 10 o'clock, being on the water. You know how that goes. Noise ordinance is in effect. We cannot go past 10 o'clock. If you're living on the lake, you got to follow the rules. Andy is coming with me on this one. I'm actually not only getting the car washed, I'm going to the bank to get his money. But I hope you're ready for this. It should be a good time. The weather's going to be great. We're looking at maybe a high of 75. So I hope we have some good times here. Let's go.
Unfortunately, like most times I have something on private property, the aerial photograph makes it very difficult to see what's going on. We have Route 54 on the east side of this picture, so let me have this burgundy line overlaid to show you the path of the driveway that we had to take to get there, and that end point is where the reception takes place. Corning Catering had a Penske truck and all their vehicles and cooking wares on the north end of that driveway right there. And off to the left side is where they have their big tent set up, obviously not on this photograph, but the reception takes place there, and that will be denoted by this star icon right here. You go out towards the shore, northwest of that, and we have where the triangle is located, the ceremony location. We ended up setting up for the ceremony right next to that dock, the northernmost dock on the west shore right there. I guess it's the east shore of the lake, because we have the bridal party coming out of that cottage right there, and we always like to stay on the opposite side so we're not in the way of the bridal processional, so that's why we set up there. Here we have the setup, and the first thing you're going to notice is the tilt. When you are outside, unfortunately, the ground is not always level, and it looks kind of bad on that side, but we stabilized everything. It's not going anywhere, and we ended up putting up the totems just because we needed the light down here. It was a very dark tent. We have the element hex par acting as the conduit for the receiver signal. We have my pre-wired truss, the ADJ Focus Spot 3Zs on top. My moving heads, no, it did not bump into that rope light up there. We have my light up ADJ speaker stands, and just as some scrim on top of that, the QSC K10.2 tops. We have my Dragon front boards facade, and we did bring the ELX 200 subwoofer from Electro Voice. We do have that there. I still have the larger one, it's a hassle to carry places, and I knew it wasn't going to work here. The crowd was too small. There's the other side. Look at the tilt, and you think the tilt is bad there. We had to put rocks underneath the other truss to make sure it was level, because I really did not want that other moving head to fall. It ended up staying the whole night, so it was actually a good idea. My two Allendale Defenders to help keep the power hidden. I know we're still cleaning up the wires, so check this out. We have my anti-fatigue mat on top of this giant pallet, essentially, here. It's a well, and that's where the power is. That's not creepy at all, right? Backyard weddings. We have my UB12 hex bars underneath lighting up the facade. Nothing crazy there. As a spare battery for the camera. The SLX D4 microphone receiver from Shure. We have my water bottle. We have the Power Bar 65 with all of the plugs in there. My iPad running the lighting controls. And here we have the Pioneer DDJ SX2 controller, as always. My Samsung Odyssey notebook running Virtual DJ Pro, the SanDisk 2TB external hard drive with solid state, the Logitech trackball mouse, the GoPro is back. That's the Hero 9. We have the actual microphone itself, the Audio-Technica headphones, and this pole is here. That's also kind of annoying. The table is ours, the Airstream DMX bridge from ADJ. There is our decibel meter, so we don't get too loud being on the lake. But yeah, they put the wall partition up there. It's a little frustrating. We're a little bit cramped, which is why we just kind of had to make do. But let's go over to this side and show you the ceremony setup. From over there, the power of editing. There's Andy. We're just about to get changed in a few minutes. Look at this view we have on Keuka Lake. It's shaped like a Y, and we're on the northeast portion of the Y right there. Here is my Manfrotto tripod, and yes, that is my Panasonic HD camcorder. As I mentioned, we're filming all this with my cell phone. Let me know how that looks in the comments. There's the cottage where they're going to be coming out of, so that's why we have everything aimed that way. They're going to be coming behind the crowd and up the aisle. We have the Bose S1 Pro speaker for this, the speaker stand, the black scrim. And again, we're cleaning this up a little bit. We have, all the cases and stuff just so we can pack everything away once we're done. There is the power inverter from Yeti, the Yeti 1000, powering this whole kit and caboodle. The microphone rack with the Shure ULXD transmitters, the Furman power conditioner, the Samsung Chromebook, the Yamaha 10-channel mixer. Everything's running fine. Let's take you up here. So they said they were having about 100 people. I don't know why they only set up 75 chairs. And as it turns out, during the ceremony, they actually had to steal some chairs from underneath the tent. They didn't plan that out very well, but what can you do? This is very choppy. I apologize about that. So yeah, we had to do this again. Actually affix the booms of the mic stands behind the arbor, and they're not even, the plants that are in front aren't even level with each other, so that's why that looks a little goofy, but we have the ULXD microphones right there. Only time for one more thing. Let's level up. In the bedroom of the bridal party.
Why did they put me to change in a bedroom?
Andy, let's go. Let's do it.
Chris, this is my sacred gift.
Chris, this is my sacred gift.
This is my promise that I will always love you,
This is my promise that I will always love you,
cherish you, and honor you all the days of my life.
and honor you all the days of my life.
Please make some noise for Maid of Honor Matty Box, as scored by Best Man Jamie Miller. Newlyweds Chris and Margaret Miller. And give them a round of applause, everyone. You know the song, you don't know the version. This is Stand By Me. This is a cover by Florence and the Machine off the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack. 51 years of marriage. And now the dance floor is finally open and will remain open for the rest of the evening, which is 2 more hours. To open up the dance floor, I have this song. I realize today is September 18th, 2021. But for a brief moment, let us pretend it is Tuesday, 3 days from now. Of Penn State, that puts us in a different city in Pennsylvania, and that's called Pittsburgh. awkward transition of all of DJ-dom.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Before we go ahead and get out of here, I want to hear one more huge round of applause for your newlyweds, Chris and Margaret Miller. I hear you.
And we're back the afternoon after. Obviously, we've changed location. I know that we are on the lake, but we are not on Cuca Lake. We're on Canandaigua Lake for tomorrow's wedding. But that wedding went pretty well. I was a little wary about the weather. It was looking like it was gonna be pretty stormy the whole time. Remember those clouds that we saw?
Yeah, it was a little choppy for a bit.
Gear was inside the tent, but we were not. And being outside on the lake, you know, whenever you have a really nice waterfront, like this actually, people are obsessed in this area with looking at the water. So people didn't really want to come in and do anything. We couldn't get any dancing going until 8 o'clock. But otherwise it was pretty good. The photographers definitely dominated a lot of the schedule for a bit there. The lighting was causing them a lot of problems with the clouds that we were having. So like obviously today is like a beautiful day cloud-wise. But yesterday there were definitely some cloudy patches. And they were like, oh, let's take pictures over there. 5 minutes later, oh, that's bad, we gotta wait until later. The first dance and the hosts all got done and the bride and groom were about to eat. And then the photographers scooped them away to get more photos done, which I'm not a photographer. I can't really say how that goes. But that's gonna do it. I'm gonna keep this short just because we are on the spot for tomorrow's wedding. A playlist will be at the tail end of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Torgo, Torgo Entertainment. Andy's here too. And we'll see you at the next gig. Take care.
Well, that doesn't work.